Welcome everyone. Today we shall study about evolution, and this topic is from lesson heredity and evolution. So student, we have already completed for one part of from this lesson, that is about the formation of a proteins in a cell. Okay. So this is a part 2 video of this lesson, class 10 science 2. So let's start. Okay, now let us understand first about evolution. So what is evolution? Student, evolution is a gradual changes occurring in living organism over a long duration. That means this is a evolution is a slow process. Okay, from like if we take an example of a human being. Okay, so human being, it is a well developed. Okay, human being is a well developed form, and this well developed human being has been formed from an ape-like organism. So it took many years to develop human being from an ape-like organism. Okay, so this is a example of an evolution, which is a very slow process, and it took long period of time, many years. Okay, and this is a very slow going process through which development of organism is achieved. And all the stages in changes occurred in various components ranging from stars and planets in space to the species due to changes in specific characters of several generations of living organism as a response to natural selection is called as a evolution. So student, the formation of or evolution of stars and planets, this is also an example of evolution, because it takes many years, okay, billions of years and thousands of years to form an stars and planets. So what is evolution? It is a formation of a new species. That means the formation of a new species from an older one. Okay, so here we can again take an example of human being, that is formation of a well developed human being from an older organism, that is ape like animals. Okay, and it takes many years, and this is several generation of living organism as a response to natural selection. So natural selection, this is one of the theory of evolution. Okay, so this is called as a evolution. That means the organism which can survive in any of the circumstances, and evolution will take place only that organisms only. Okay, now next is 3.5 billion years ago, life had been non-existing on the earth. Okay, and at the beginning there may have been only simple elements in the ocean on the earth, and simple type of organic and inorganic compounds may have been formed from those organisms. And the complex compound, now complex compounds like proteins and nucleic acid. Now protein and nucleic acid, they contain carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen in their molecular formula. Okay, so these complex compound may have formed over a long period from those simple compounds. That means simple compounds like carbon, hydrogen, and complex compound, that means from mixture of all these compounds, the complex compounds like proteins and nucleic acid have been formed. And the first primitive type of a cells, now primitive means very basic or simpler type of a cells, may have been formed from the mixture of different types of organic and inorganic compounds like proteins and all other different compounds, they have been formed. And number of those cells may have increased at the cost of surrounding chemicals, and there may have been some differences among those cells, and according to the principle of a natural selection, some may have shown good growth and some may have perished, which could not adjust with the surrounding. That means the organism which can be adjust themselves with the surrounding environment, they will be select, and this is the principle of a natural selection, and they show proper growth, and the organism which cannot be survived in the according to their surrounding environment, they will be perished. They have perished and they could not alive. Alright, so at present, crores of species of plants and animals with the huge diversity regarding the shape and complexity are present on the earth. That means there are vast variety of plants, animals, living beings are there on a biosphere. Okay, so there is huge variety of these species are there on the earth, and animal diversity ranges from the unicellular amoeba and paramecium to man and giant whale. Okay, so from the single cellular organism, that means the single cellular organism like amoeba, paramecium. Okay, and unicellular to multicellular organism, that is giant whale and man, have been formed. It is different varieties are there. It is unicellular organisms are also there, and multicellular organisms are also there. And in plants, the plant diversity consists of a various species ranging from unicellular chlorella to the huge banyan tree. Okay, so this is a simple type of a plant, that is unicellular plant, that is chlorella, and huge variety, that is a complex type of a cell or multicellular tree, that is a banyan tree, huge tree, that is a banyan tree. So this is a diversity between the plants and animals species on the earth. Okay, so organisms are present, the life exists on the everywhere from equator to the to both the poles, and so on equator and pole, different varieties of species like plants, organisms, animals, trees are there from pole to the equator of the earth. And organisms are present at all the places like air, water, land, rock, etc. And humans have shown curiosity about origin of life, and reasons for such a great diversity is in life present on the earth since ancient period. It means human beings have are continuously doing research work in search of a origin of the life. That means from where the origin of a life will exist on the earth. That means plant life, animal life, unicellular organism, multicellular organism. So human is always doing some of the research work, and there are different theories have been formed from the about origin and evolution of a life on the earth. Okay, and from all the theories till today, of which theory of gradual development of living organism is accepted. That means the development of an organism have been taken place like gradually, slowly development of a living organism, and it took long period of a time to complete the evolution of a particular organism, and this is called as a evolution and the theory of gradual development of living organisms. Alright, now let us understand the theory of evolution. So we have seen evolution, now let us see the theory of evolution. So student, according to this theory, first living material, that is protoplasm, has been formed in ocean, and in due course of time unicellular organism was formed. Okay, so first organism, that is a very primitive basic type of a cell, have been formed, an organism containing basic type of a cell, that is protoplasm, have been arrived. And protoplasm means it consists only nucleus and cytoplasmic material will be found on this organism. Okay, and after the organism containing protoplasm, after these the unicellular organisms like amoeba, paramecium, euglena, and these type of organism have been evolved from the after the protoplasm. Okay, now amoeba, paramecium, these are the single unicellular organism. That means all the activities and all the materials will be there, will be happen in this one cell only. Unicellular means single cellular organism, only one cell is there in their entire body. Alright, and gradually changes occurred in the unicellular organism, from which larger and more complex organism were formed. It means from within that single cellular organism, complex material have been formed, like a organism containing complex organisms, like different cell organelles have been evolved, have been formed, and different types of complexity will happen to that cells. And duration of all these changes is must be, and this is our cell of a complex organism. That means in protoplasmic cell you will observe only cytoplasm and nucleus. Okay, and in unicellular organism you can observe the single cell containing little of the nucleus, and that nucleus is also not defined, and different cell organelles are. But complex organism, you can observe the ribosome, nucleus, nucleolus, cytoplasm, Golgi apparatus, all the different organisms, all the different cell organelles have been formed. Okay, so this is a complex cell of a complex organisms, and all those changes were slow and gradual, and duration of all these changes is at most 300 crore years. So student, this is a very big period of a time to take the evolution of an organism took place in 300 crores years. So this is such a big period of a time for evolution. So that is why evolution is called as a gradual and very slow process. The sudden evolution or sudden changes cannot be happen in any of the organism. It took many years to complete evolution. Okay, now here we have changes and development in living organism had been all round and multi-dimensional, and this led to evolution on different types of organism. That means evolution is changes and development in all around the organism's body. Okay, and from like we can observe the ape-like animal to Cro-Magnon man, and all different stages of evolutions are there, and this we shall study in this later in this chapter only. So we will see in deeply about this, and hence this overall process is called as a evolution, which is an organizational. That means evolution takes place not like randomly, the organizational. That means in continuous parts. Okay, in step by step changes occur in the organism for evolution, and hence this overall process is called as evolution, which is organizational and progressive development of plants and animals from the ancestor having different structural and functional organization is called as a evolution. That means ancestor, that means from old organism a new organism have been arrived within a very long period of a time. After a long period of a time, evolution have been arrived. So student, this was all about the evolution and theory of evolution, and next part of this lesson we will continue in our next session. Thank you.